I remember quite a few years ago, I was talking to my mother's boyfriend, and he was complaining that the government said that they would put the death duties up so that he wouldn't have to pay so much when he's dead, or the people who inherit his money wouldn't have to pay so much. And I was surprised at that, and I said, surely you didn't believe the government when they said he was going to do that? I could see the light suddenly came on in his brain. But it's just typical of people. You seem to believe everything the government says. If they say this present situation where everyone's supposed to be dying is true, you believe it. Look, all you got to do is go on to the government UK site and look up the deaths over the last 5 years. And you will see it didn't really peak at all. It's roughly the same amount of deaths over the last 5 years. That proves that this thing is fake. I'm not saying people don't die. People do, of course they do. But not enough to start shutting everything down. No, this is to do with control. They've got ulterior motives. And I suppose you all forgot at the beginning of this Britex thing that Boris, before at the beginning, Boris, he was against leaving Europe. He was a stayer. But then he realised it's better for him to jump on board this thing and become part of it, to rise up in the ranks, so to speak. You got to understand that politicians, it's all about them. It's not about you. They don't see you as anything special. I know you do. I know you think that they are your servants. This is what they want you to think, but that you're not. They're not your servants. You are their servants. This is the truth of the matter. They make the laws. One law for you lots and one law for them. Now, I say you lot, but I'm including myself here. I'm a commoner as well, just like you. I'm not a gentleman. I might look like a gentleman, but I certainly don't talk like a gentleman. I'm a man. The government relies on the shortness of people's memories. So they give you promises which they don't intend to keep. For instance, when they go on their walks amongst the public and the public says, well, what are you going to do about the library? They might not have any idea what the hell you're talking about. They say, well, we've been looking into that. Again, all lies. They don't know what you're saying and they don't really care. All they care about is your vote. So please, everyone, stop believing like a herd. That's what you're behaving like, a herd. You're just following everyone else. Stop it. Think for yourself. The trouble is, who are we going to vote in? I was thinking maybe vote for the Green Party. But it turns out they want to carry on what he's doing now with this thing. Bringing out more laws to constrict us, taking more of our freedoms away. That's what it's all been about, taking our freedoms away. See, they're scared, basically. They're scared because in the past, when they look at history, royalty's been killed, haven't they, in Russia? The Russian Revolution. And then you had the French Revolution. These things can happen any time in history, and they're scared of this. The more they can control you, the more they know where every individual is, the more control, the more safe they feel. I suppose you all forgot what happened at the beginning, what really got this Britex thing off the ground. The bus on Tower Bridge, the big red bus on Tower Bridge. I'll put a picture up on this so you can see it for yourself. Saying that all this money that we're paying to the European common market, we can give it to the Hospitals, National Health Service. Well, I knew for a fact that was a lie. And sure enough, they've now admitted that it's not going to be going to the hospitals. You've been fooled. And yet everything's going up, isn't it? Have you noticed? You probably think it's all to do with this current situation, you know. People are supposed to be dying everywhere. But it is partly to do with that, but it's a lot to do with us leaving the common market. Now we have to pay for imports. So all that goes on. That all goes on the top of what we're paying at the counter. The way I saw it, and also a lot of you voted because you wanted to keep all those foreigners out. Now, before it was just a trickle, and we could send them back to France. We can't do that anymore because we've left Britex. Now when they come, we've got to take them in because of our rules and regulations. We've got to take them all in. So it's gone up, I think it's gone up like 50-fold. Can you imagine? Instead of one person coming in, you get 50 for every one what comes in the past. This is the horror that we've opened by leaving common market. The way I see it, why change anything? If it's perfect, and the common market was perfect from a working class person's point of view, who doesn't earn much money, from that point I thought it's perfect. There's no point in wanting more. It's just greed, nonsense, stupidity. But no, you all fell for it, didn't you? And you left. Of course, certain people do make money. It's not going to be you lots. It's going to be those few people at the top who make the money, not you. And then that Boris, he went on about the Vienna Agreement, the treaty. And he was saying to all these people who live abroad, bought homes abroad, especially in Spain, he was saying, don't worry, nothing's going to change, everything's going to be okay. But no. All those people are getting kicked out of Europe now and they're losing their homes. Getting kicked out of their home, can you imagine? When they come back to England, they're going to be homeless. Most of these people who are coming back from Europe, they're old, they're retired, so they haven't got much money. They, if they had kids, it would be different. Then they would get help from the government, but they won't get so much help without the kids. It's a very sad situation. Now, we've got two alternatives here. One is that he knew he was lying, Boris, when he told them about the Vienna Agreement. Or the other one is he didn't know. I think both are just as bad. I mean, he shouldn't be in the position that he's in now. But of course, he represents the whole party anyway. He represents all of politics. You can't trust the word they say. Now these poor people have to suffer, these old people, in their twilight years. Your mother and father, or grandfather and mother, they have to suffer because of this Boris. That's what I suggest you do. Go on the internet, gov.com, and check out how many people have died over the last 5 years. Compare the years, how many people. You'll find it hasn't really spiked. That proves that I'm telling the truth and they're telling lies. So please stop this nonsense. Let's try and get back to freedom. And I don't know what to do because the people in government now, we got these two major parties, and then the third party I was thinking of, as I said, the Green Party, they're in on this as well. They're going to carry on these strict rules and regulations. I'm a prisoner in my country. If I want to travel now, it's going to be very difficult and very expensive. Before I could go to Morocco for £20, Morocco. Return. Yes, I'm not lying. But now it costs hundreds. Let's get back to the way it was. The government don't care that you're upset, that you can't afford things. Haven't you noticed how we get less for our money now? Things have been made smaller. My packet of crisps have gone smaller. And yet the price has gone up. And that's the same with everything right across the board.